Well,
Okay.
we got to keep this one.
Oh, we're keeping this one. So that was my wife. Go, Jack. I can't talk.
I'm okay. Crypto mass adoption.
Oh,
When will it
okay.
happen? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm still laughing. Yeah. So mass adoption. When will crypto happen? It'll happen after a while. My wife's doing a fun dance behind me. Mass adoption. Okay, I'll start. I think mass adoption will happen when regulation hits. When regulation comes into play, which air quotes intended, when crypto's legitimized.
Yep.
I of course think it's legitimized, right? It's legitimate, but there is this perception out there in mainstream America that it's not legitimate, and partially is that it needs regulation. And I know there's people who might not like that I said that, but here's the thing. You should be paying your taxes because the IRS, they're going to be looking. But regulation will make it seem safer for mainstream America. And it'll also then the regulation will open the doors to the big mainstream financial institutions, Schwab, Fidelities, those guys of the world. Then they will bundle up crypto products and they will sell them to their people, period.
I agree. When big institutions come in, I think big retail money will come in too, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, imagine this. Imagine if the top companies in the world made their portfolio 1% crypto.
Right.
1%.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Think about that. Just take all the top S&P 500. They all made crypto 1% of their balance.
Yeah, I think that they will. I think you will see that. That's a good point. I mean, I hadn't really thought about corporations carrying. I mean, obviously we know Tesla does. We know, there's other ones out there that carry crypto on their balance sheets. I think that's a very, very good point. And I think that there will be a large percent, because those companies will not carry crypto right now on their balance sheets because of the perception and I think that, and I think that's the final. So here's the final thing. Here's the final thought. By the way, these are completely unscripted, guys. So I think the final part of mass adoption is when perception changes.
Yeah. I think so too. And here's the thing. We've already seen a ton of big brands start to adopt it, even though we still need a ton of other people to come in. People are taking the risk. Oh, there we go. We got all kind of stuff happening here. How do we, Jesus. Okay. We already have a bunch of companies.
This video is gonna go down in infamy. Yeah. There we go.
We already have a bunch of companies that are taking the risk. I mean, look at Polygon and their partnerships this year. I mean, it's insane. Disney, Nike. Look at all the companies getting into the NFT space.
Yeah.
Big brands. Makes sense.
I agree.
But you're right. A lot of people aren't yet, and a lot of big money people who are in the stock market, I think they're eventually going to make 1 or 2% of their portfolio in crypto.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
do.
Absolutely.
I do.
Well, again, right. And I think how I always think about that is you say retail money, but I think of the trillions of dollars of quote retail money. I love to do quotes of retail money, but Fidelity is managing that couple's, $300,000 over there. And they're like, okay, 2%. Hey, part of our strategy is going to be, we're going to, you want a little bit more risk, so to speak. We'll put you in this Bitcoin ETF that we Fidelity have created. And, there you go. And I mean, that's it,
And the way you explain it to these clients, and by the way, they can't even have these conversations yet with clients.
Correct.
That's a whole nother thing, right? As soon as they can have these conversations, it's like, okay, well, we already allocate, 3 to 4% in these tech startups and tech stocks, which are risky investments in the stock market. Why don't we take, 2 or 3% of that 5%, and let's shift it over into Bitcoin. Let's get a little bit of Ethereum. You want something really risky? Let's get a little bit of Cardano or something. Those conversations are going to happen.
Or again, Fidelity will create a crypto mutual fund, right? I mean, they will create that's my point, right? Thing. And that's when I say they will package up products to sell.
And that's what people want.
Well, agreed, right? They're like, I want to, I'll Fidelity, I'll buy into that. I'm just using Fidelity as an example. Fidelity, I'll buy into that crypto mutual fund that you've created. And they, again, there's different levels of crypto mutual funds that they could do. There would be, hey, you're more safe, which is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano. There's just more high, and there's more higher risk. That would be cryptos that make up the 100 to 200, top. Again, you see my point, right? I mean, they will slice and dice and create crypto products to position to their people. And again, trillions and trillions of dollars waiting for regulation to go into effect, perception to change, and for somebody to sell it to them.
Agreed 100%. BlackRock's already doing that on some scale, but you're right. I mean, when that reaches all of those companies, then it reaches all investors. I mean, it's insane.
I mean, think about the trillions and trillions of dollars that are managed by funds that are 401k based, that are all that pension funds. They will have less risk tolerance.
Yeah.
But again, it will. Our point is right, Zach, is that ultimately crypto will be layered. I loved your analogy that it will be layered into an investing strategy. Hey, how about 1%? We go do some Bitcoin, whatever. Yeah.
And my last point, I mean, here's the other thing. Well, some would say, well, that's going to be a tough sell. Like,
Really.
Is it really? All you got to do is show people the Bitcoin performance in the last 10 years.
I mean, look at bond performance. Look at, it's the same. It's the same.
It's a buy and hold thing. Look at what Bitcoin's done. Now it's a short history. We get that. But are you willing to take a risk here when you have this potential upside with 1% of your portfolio?
Absolutely.
You'd be crazy not to.
Absolutely. Well, and again, there's different. And what's the first question a financial advisor will ask you? What is your risk threshold?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want a 9 or 10%? Okay, we're going to open you up to more again, I love to do air quotes, more riskier investments, quote, so to speak, but they're really all, again, that's that whole dialogue. And there'll be some that'll want, some that won't. And, younger people, millennials who already 60+% of millennials out there in one way or the other are already involved with crypto. That's another thing we didn't even get into. Mass adoption, millennials.
A lot of the people who can't even build a portfolio yet per se, like, they're going to crypto first. They're not even going to the stock market.
You betcha.
They're not even going to stock market. I mean, these people who are 17, 18, 19, like when they get their first job out of college, they're going to want crypto.
My son, 14 years old, he's got a whole suite of NFTs. Don't get me started on that.
Yeah.
And he wants to buy and sell and own Ethereum and, some of these other things. It is teaching them young, but ultimately, right, it's part of an overall strategy. So
100%.
All right. So we're going to end on that. So if you're interested in Clear, learn more about them. Links in the description below. We're going to go back and watch this one. This is going to be fun, but this has probably been one of our more infamous videos. We'll see you. Have a good one. Bye.